Hey, this is Ben, and I am looking at the RealSmart infrared fireplace stove. This is model HT1209N. This is right out of the box. It comes with the unit, 4 plastic legs, screws, remote control, and the manual. The remote does require 2 AAA batteries. It did not come with batteries in my box, so I'm just going to put some AAA batteries in here real quick. This unit is made out of plastic mostly. There's some metal components. The door does not open, but this little control panel does open at the bottom. The whole unit itself is really lightweight, so easy to move around. This backing is plastic as well. The bottom is plastic. The 4 legs go on, each with a single screw. Attach these, you push it down, click it in, and then you screw 1 screw into the screw hole there. Okay, so the control panel here is at the bottom, and it has all of the buttons necessary to control everything. To power it on, you push the power button here on the right, and it just instantly turns on all the way. Now, the heat on this unit does come from the top. It does not come from the bottom, so this would be safe to sit on any surface. You can also use it without the legs if you decide to. You can see the infrared burners inside there. A good 2 feet, I can still feel the air blowing out from the unit. The heater button here does have 2 settings, so it's got a low and a high. And if you hold this button down for 5 seconds, you can toggle between Fahrenheit and Celsius for your thermostat setting. The up and down temperature buttons allows you to set your thermostat, and so this can determine what temperature you want your room to be. And then the unit will heat up your room until it reaches that temperature, and then it will automatically shut off to regulate the temperature. The low range you can set it for is 50 degrees, and the high range you can set it for is 90 degrees. You can do a child lock by holding the up and down temperatures, and when it is engaged, after 5 seconds, you will see CL on the readout. And to disable the child lock, you just hold down for 5 seconds again, and it will disable the child lock. This next button here is a timer switch. Then if you push it several times, you can see the numbers go up. This will tell you how many hours you want the unit to run. If you hold the timer button down, it will read out the temperature it is detecting in the room. If you have the power off, you can also set a timer as to when the unit will turn on. There's also a flame effect, which will cycle through the different flame effects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and off. So you can turn the flame all the way off and still have the heat blowing out. Turning the lights completely out in this room, this gives a nice little glow, just like not a bright fire, but just a dull burning fire. And you can run the light without the heat. All you need to do is turn the thermostat low so that the heat does not engage. The background of the lighting is curved, so you can look at this from different angles and still get the effect. So if I use the remote and I push the temperature button here, I can check the ambient temperature of the room. And if I use the arrow buttons up and down, I can set the thermostat. You can also use the timer function, the flame settings, and there's also a lock button here. So you can do the child lock, and then you have a heater button, which you can toggle between low heat, high heat, and no heat, and then the power button in the middle. One thing I will say is that the display right here is pretty dim when that little door is shut. It's a really nice unit. It has a nice lighting effect. The heat is nice. The fan is not too loud. I like that it's lightweight. Now this area does get hot. So this is the hot area, but the rest of the unit is cold to the touch. Top is a little bit warm, but this is plastic, so it's designed so that it won't get too hot. There's a giant sticker on the top, so I'm sure that can be removed. And then there's a warning here to not to cover. I assume it means this panel right here. I do also want to mention that there is a automatic shut off if it gets too hot to a certain temperature. It will shut itself off for a safety feature. It also has a tip shut off feature, so if it gets tipped over, it will shut itself off as well. So those are 2 great safety features with this unit. Hope this helps.